morning. That was wonderful. This is my first in-person service in a while, and it's a real pleasure to see so many familiar faces, but also to see so many new ones. For those of you that don't know me, or for those of you that have forgotten, my name is Eric Preston, and I'm the chair of the Parish Selection Committee. We've been conducting the search for our new priest since January, but we haven't been allowed to comment on it for some time. But now I'm able to tell you where we are and where we're going. After the parish profile was posted on the diocesan and national church websites over the summer, Bishop Andrew was supposed to review the applications and provide us with a short list of candidates. That's kind of where the wheels fell off. Unfortunately, no applications were received, so we don't have any candidates to interview at this time. I should note that this isn't an unusual situation, or it's not unique to Holy Trinity. A lot of clergy are retiring, young ones aren't coming up, and a lot of churches coming out of COVID are in a very fragile shape, and some people that the bishop has approached have said they would be interested, but not at this time. So those are the challenges we're facing, and that's kind of the bad news. The good news is we have a plan. So we'll refresh the parish profile because we want to capture some of the good things that have happened since we posted the original, and we'll put it up on the websites again. We're also thinking about how we might use social media or other innovative techniques to broaden our search. Bishop Andrew has already started reaching out to potential candidates, and he's quite open to receiving suggestions from us about possible candidates. The Parish Selection Committee has made a few suggestions to the bishop, and you should also feel free to bring forward names of clergy, both Anglican and Lutheran, if you know any, that you might think would be potential candidates. Now, I have to raise a note of caution here. We need to be careful that we're not seen as poaching from other parishes, and we have to maintain the confidentiality of the process. If there's someone you'd like the bishop to consider, you should provide the name to the wardens or to the Parish Selection Committee, and we'll forward it to Bishop Andrew. The bishop will in turn decide if the person is a suitable candidate that he should approach. Please don't approach them directly yourselves. And if you're thinking about who might be a good candidate, the introduction to the parish profile sets out the skills and experience that a potential candidate should have. I'll also mention here, I hope I'm not encroaching on Nancy's piece, that the bishop has also encouraged us to rely on prayer to guide us in the process and to help us with our discernment. And so you may have noticed that the Parish Selection Committee prayer has been changed this morning to reflect our somewhat changed circumstances. At this point, you're probably wondering how much longer is this process going to take? And I mean the search process, not this announcement. The answer is we just don't know. We can't force candidates to come forward. We have to hope that they hear the call. We do know that the diocese has been and continues to be focused on helping us find a new priest. We're fortunate that we have Canon Barb with as our interim priest in charge, but we also have a tradition of strong lay and volunteer leadership that has allowed us to successfully manage lengthy interims in the past. Hopefully and prayerfully, we won't have to do this for too much longer. So thank you for your time this morning. If you have any questions, please feel free to approach any member of the Parish Selection Committee or the wardens. Thank you.
The wardens are also members of the Parish Selection Committee. I just thought I'd point that out. So briefly on a number of other things, and I wasn't quite sure where to put this, but I think I'll do it now. We have been informed that someone who attended the reception for Gail Thompson has COVID. And so any of you that were at that reception, please make a point of self-testing, just to be on the safe side. ACW, selling calendars, selling raffle tickets, taking orders for poinsettia, and today is the last day for the poinsettia. Also a reminder that if you know of any seniors who would like to come for the tea on the 26th but don't have transportation, we are prepared to provide transportation to and from the tea. We still need, would like to have more sides people and servers, so please put that into your little search engine. The coffee schedule is posted. The principals are in the Trinity today. Please note that we are trying once a month to have an earlier coffee time to include the 8 o'clockers. We will run it as a trial and see how it goes, and we will try and remind you the week before of the change. We are still receiving money for the Christmas Assistance Program, and vestry. There is the special vestry for the endowment fund following this at 11:30. For those in the virtual chapel, you have to sign off and come back in, and we have been sharing with you the access. It's we sent out an all-parish email, and it is also on the website. For those here, coffee, tea will be available. You can bring the coffee and tea back in here if you would like, and we will have a cart at the door for after the meeting. There was also food left over from the funeral reception yesterday. That will be out. We ask you not to bring, N-O-T, to bring food into the church. So either eat quickly or go grab some after the meeting. Speaking of the funerals, and we, I think for the first time in our history, have live streamed all 3 funerals in the last 10 days. So I want to, for the record, thank the young people that have been staffing our virtual chapel and that have made that possible, and have also been very helpful to the families if they wanted a few other electronic things set up. It is much appreciated. And I think that's my list. Hazel.
I don't know if I always need a mic, but I'll use it. I'm just here to thank a lot of people. I want to thank the congregation who attended Robert's funeral, all the messages of concern I got after his death. I want to thank those who also came to the reception. I want to thank those who sent cards, who sent tributes online in the papers. Okay, and then now I want to thank Canon Barb, because she really had to deal with some strange ideas that the Ogilvy family had. I want to thank Cassandra, Diane. I want to thank the choir for coming out and robing. I was really thrilled with that. I want to thank Rachel too. And Nancy stole a bit of my thunder, because I wanted to thank the tech team for live streaming. Now, Becky, Andrew, Prince Will, Gabriel. I have to tell you that Robert has relatives all over the world. I know the ones in England got through, the ones in the Caribbean, Yesterday, I got an email from his cousin and his wife in Auckland, New Zealand. They were not able to watch it live, of course, because they are 12 hours ahead, but they were able to watch it subsequently. I still haven't heard from the relatives in Africa, and I know I sent the link to his cousins in Venezuela, and it bounced back, but I think their computer is at fault, not the tech team. I really appreciate the tech team and for all the work they did. And thank you, my church family was very supportive. Thank you very much.
On behalf of everybody, Hazel, I think I can say you are more than welcome. It was our joy to do it. I haven't stuck my nose outside since a little after 7 o'clock this morning, so I'm not sure what the weather is, but I will tell you that there were white things in the air when I drove down here this morning. And although I know it's the middle of November, I was still not amused. But it's a warning that that season is upon us, so please be careful out there and have a good day.
I would just like to make a comment about coming services. Next week, we're hopeful that we are having celebration of the Founders Day of the Holy Trinity School, the annual event, when they come and do something for us. The plans aren't written in stone yet, so I'm not sure what's coming. But then the next Sunday is the first Sunday of Advent. And I remind you of this because I run a program at the beginning of the service for kids. And so if you have grandchildren, if you have neighbors, the more kids we can get, the better it'll be. Okay? So Advent, I like to do this so that the kids don't think that Christmas is all about Santa Claus. But we can give them a new insight into Christmas being about the birth of Jesus. So I think we're set to go.